Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and bishops who teach and rule well, who magnify the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Mighty shalom to the beloved brothers, prophets, teachers, and shepherds out there, magnifying the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai as well. And to all you hopeful elect believers and those who have the ears to hear this gospel, this word, mighty shalom to you and barakatah. The name of this epistle, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to name it somewhere along the lines as Rise of the Lion of Judah. I'm going to touch on some verses that exemplify how the Most High Yahweh is, his Ruach is in his people, and that's how he's going to gather us by his Spirit, not by anything else, but by his Spirit. And those who can hear his voice, we will gravitate to his voice through his prophets to hear sound doctrine. There's a lot of mixed messages on the rise, and if you're not rooted and grounded in sound doctrine, in the truth, you're going to be rooted out and cast out. So first verse I'm going to grab is found in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verses 1 to 3. It says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired." We were that nation that was not desired. From the very beginning of, from the age, from time, our people were cast out of the land for transgressing, for idolatry, for picking up other gods and bringing them into our land and defiling our land. And eventually the Most High had enough of it and cast us out, destroyed a good portion of our people, and left the remnant of us to be scattered in through the ages with a sword and curse right behind us. But upon this last time, this last captivity, this last age, he's only gathering the remnant of the seeds of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's a seed line, it's a bloodline that will be reserved to be put back in their rightful lot, so to be administrators unto the unto other nations and the entire globe. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 2. "Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a shaft, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you." He has put forth his word, and he has woken up his hidden ones, his chosen vessels, to proclaim his word and the coming judgments that are on the rise. And those of you who are still sitting on the fence about is this truth, or if you are tied to anything of this world, if you still have a heart for the people around you, the things that you have acquired for yourself, your job, your career, anything that is in between you and the Most High, you might want to really quickly reevaluate yourself and come eat this word before the decree ring out, because he is going to utterly destroy and bring down all nations for the sake of the elect and his chosen people. Verse 3, "Seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgments. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger." He's calling back his people to righteousness. So what is righteousness? Adhering to his word, being obedient to it, and coming out of this spiritual captivity first, to be cleansed in the word, receive sound doctrine, so that way you may be hid in the day of the Lord's wrath. Because he is going to in this chapter, it talks about how he's going to go through these nations and just utterly destroy them. Zephaniah 2:10, he says, this shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of Yahweh of hosts. They have continuously kept us in spiritual and physical bondage, redlining us, and so on and so forth. But that's for another time. Next verse, we're going to go into Numbers, the book of Numbers. Numbers chapter 23. Numbers 23 and 24 says, behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift up himself as a lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. It is the Lord's determination to bring down these nations, for them to be a prey unto us. To be meat for us, because they have not upheld righteousness, and by bringing them down, he puts them in a state of where we can now take over and be ministers unto them and to our people. In this verse here, we'll jump back to Zephaniah 3:8. He says, therefore wait upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, or his wrath, his judgment, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. He's going to judge all the nations for their iniquities and for what they have done to the chosen people, his chosen people, the apple of his eye. You can read about that in Psalms 83. Next verse, Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And Matthew 24 talks about end times judgments, and we're in the midst of it now. But in this verse particularly, it says, for nation shall rise up against nation. So as these nations assemble themselves, nation versus nation and versus nation, we also are called to gather ourselves, O nation not desired. We must know who we are, who our friends are, and who our enemies are, so that way we know not to go hand in hand with those that are wrapped up in iniquity. We must separate ourselves. We're called to be Kodash, set apart. He says that he has come to bring a sword. If you hear anything outside of that, come together. Let's unify. Unlawful assembly. Just beware and step away from it, because we're called to be separate, a remnant. We're not going to bunch ourselves up with a bunch of sticks that are going to be set on fire. Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 is our next verse. 51:19. Jeremiah 51:19. 19 and 23. Okay, so Jeremiah 51 and verse 19 says, the portion of Jacob, or Yaqub, is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Yasha'Allah is the rod of his inheritance, and Yahweh of hosts is his name. Right here, it says that we will hold the scepter, the rod of righteousness and correction right here. And Yahweh's portion is Jacob. You don't see anywhere in the scriptures where he's saying someone else is his beloved, his inheritance, the apple of his eye. You don't read that anywhere, anywhere. The false doctrines out there will have you believe that they're his purpose, his will, his perfect will is to gather all these random people and bring them into the covenant. That is not sound doctrine. That's a lie. It is only for his chosen seed lines, particularly the house of David, first and foremost, the elect, the 144 men, judges that will reign in righteousness, to be administrators and servants and rulers over the people. And then the portion of Israel, Yasha'Allah, the 1/3, that's who gets redeemed. Moving down, for thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, and with thee will I break in pieces the horse and its rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot. So on down, he's saying that he's going to use his undesired nation amongst all nations to break these other nations with our history, all the hidden history and everything that was suppressed through the ages, to cover the faces of the judges, to cover the rulers of the world. We're going to bring those down so that way we can reveal the truth to people. And if they receive it, they receive it. If not, there's a consequence for that as well. Next verse, we'll go to Revelation chapter 2. Revelation chapter 2 and 26 to 27. It says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of the potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Right here, we already read in Jeremiah chapter 51 verses 19. You can read on down to 23 how he's going to destroy the nations, the elect, to bring forth righteous judgment, to bring down these oppressive government systems over the people, first and foremost over his people. And he will give power over and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. So here you see a division, some in rulership and those that will be ruled over. There's a hierarchy, there's a order of things. So that's Revelation chapter 2 verses 26 and 27. Jump to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 25. Everything must line up with the scriptures, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, to bring forth the understanding. Be careful about those charismatic preachers, those teachers out there who have it so well thought out and presented, so mystical like, that you can be deceived if it's not lining up appropriately. If something doesn't add up, ask questions. Ask a lot of questions and see if they can lead you to understanding. Say, show me that. Prove that to me in the scripture. Show me that verse that you're talking about. And if it still doesn't make sense, maybe you'll be armed with a verse to combat that verse. Oh, well, here it doesn't say that. You have to defend yourself with the gospel and the truth. Be armed up always. You know, if you're just going along with it, just to clap along with the show and have a good time with everybody, you're in a house of mirth. Rock back to sleep. Ezekiel 25. Ezekiel 25, verses 13 and 14. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Elohim, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate. From Teman and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Yasha'Allah, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh Allahayim. As I stated in the beginning of this epistle, I think I'm going to title it "Rise of the Lion of Judah," because Judah is a lion's whelp. For too long, the southern kingdom brothers have been suppressed to the state of losing all identity, language, heritage, everything. And now it is the Most High's desire to wake the Lion of Judah up to gather the 12 tribes of Israel so we can be unified in power as one nation again, to uphold righteousness and to preserve the remnant. And here he says it's his determination to gather all the nations to destroy them, and in particularly the nation of Edom, the European nations. This is what the Bible says. This is not hate speech, or this is what the Bible says. If anybody says otherwise, have them prove it to you. Deuteronomy 33. Just going through some verses, that's all. Deuteronomy 33, 27 and 28. It says, the eternal Allahayim is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. Yasha'Allah then shall dwell in safety alone. This is a clear division between the nations that are not righteous and those who are called to be righteous, to destroy them. It doesn't say to go and cause physical harm unto them. It says, to destroy them, destroy their false conception of this reality, the lies that have been blinding, the masses of people through the deceptions of this system. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone, and the fountain of Yahweh shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down as dew. The kingdom is going to be returned back to the righteous people. Let's jump to Daniel. Excuse me. I don't know if I should jump that one there. Let's see. We'll go to Daniel. Let's see, in 2 and 44. See if I can move these verses. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall Yahweh of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to another people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So the Most High will tear down all these nations, all these kingdoms, because they have polluted the world and utterly destroyed families through their systems. So is the Most High's determination to consolidate all that and give it back over to the righteous people to handle it in righteousness. That's Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. We're going to stay in Daniel for a minute. Daniel 4 and 17. 4 and 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and a demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So in this current system, in which Esau Edom has dominion over, he is considered a base man, according to the scriptures. And it was never ruled in righteousness. It was ruled in anger, greed, war, folly, abominations, whoredom. And our people have gravitated to that because they love sin. So we were called to pull them out of a sinful nature, to have them walk upright, being cleansed in the word, so that way the kingdom can return back into our power. Daniel 7 and 18, just to wrap that portion up. 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High, the saints are the Israelites, according to Psalms 148 and 14. Let me grab it so I'm not butchering it. That wasn't written down, but 148, yep, 148 and 14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the power, and the praise of all his saints, even the children of Yasha'Allah, a people near unto him. Praise ye Yahweh. So that verse compounds who the saints are in this verse, Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, always having dominion over it. Next verse is Isaiah. We're just trying to showcase that the Lion of Judah that will rise to the prey that the Most High is going to bring to the Lion of Judah. We're going to devour it, the kingdom, to have possession over it again, if we're found righteous, if we're found blameless, if we're doing the works, if we're bearing the fruits, if we're taking and drinking of that cup of suffering. These are the this is what the Lord expects from us. Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19 verses 16 and 17. It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and feared because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Every one that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of Yahweh of hosts, which he had determined against it. So in Isaiah 19 verses 16 and 17, it says that once the children of Israel, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, stands up, and the Most High goes before us to cause these situations for us to start to stand up and have a voice in the matter, that that the land will tremble in fear, because the truth will be revealed. It will make sense finally to them, and things will start to move into prophetic position. Things are cyclical. If anyone says, oh, this was in the past, yes, some prophecies have already happened past, and so on and so forth, but scriptures are cyclical from beginning to the end. It has always reoccurred, and a lot of these passages you can showcase to line up future prophetic events if you have the wherewithal to do so. Genesis 49 and 9. I gotta wrap this up. Oh, thank you. Genesis 49:9. Genesis 49 and 9, sorry. My goodness. Genesis 49 and 9 says, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down and crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? I'll add verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and until him shall the gathering of the people be. So the tribe of Judah has always held the scepter, and this is the tribe that the Messiah came out of and will come out of, to rule over the 12 tribes and the nation and all the nations again, because it's his desire to gather his people and then fulfill prophecy entirely. With that, I pray this was edifying. If there's any more verses or anything I can add to it, I'll be sure to include them in the comment box below. So I pray this was edifying. Until the next time, this is your brother Ephraim Banya Sha'Allah. Shalom.